What's good, my people? You know what day it is, Focus Friday. Topic is storm chasing. As a kid, I watched a movie called Twister. Remember that movie? It was about people who sought out the tornadoes, and it was a relationship story plot between this woman and man who was going through a divorce. I thought that they were crazy for chasing after these tornadoes. But I also watched a TV show called Storm Chasers. A lot of storm chasers, so-called storm chasers, they chase storms for thrill. But professional storm chasers, they're not just chasing the storm for thrill. They are chasing the storm to learn more about the storm and collect data to help them be well equipped for the next storm. One storm chaser said, "Tornadoes ruin homes and lives. This brings home while we chase. The questions we are trying to answer can help people." Let's get to the point, y'all. In life, we go through storms / hard times. My old pastor said either we are going into a storm, coming out of a storm, or currently in a storm. There's no escaping storms. Storms, they trigger pain in our lives, sadness, confusion, every emotion possible. I think about my life, a lot of storms have caught me off guard. And my first reaction is to avoid my storm or hide from my storm. But I realized that the best thing to do is to chase your storm. Why? Because there's a lesson in it. So approach your storm and say, "Storm, if God allowed you in my life, then He's trying to teach me through you. So what's up?" Because I believe, Storm, that my life is full of purpose. It's made with purpose. And God don't just do stuff in my life or allow stuff in my life just because. And while we chase our storms, we learn about ourselves. We see where our foundation is at. We see where we are spiritually. I went through one hard time or storm in my life before, and I saw how weak my faith was. I saw how easily discouraged I was. And that storm increased my faith. We also learned about God. That storm I went through, when I came out of it, I saw how good God was, and I thought that God was punishing me, but He was protecting me. He was protecting me from something that I shouldn't have been a part of in the first place. Let's dive into some scripture. Mark 4, verses 35 through 41. As evening came, Jesus said to His disciples, "Let's cross to the other side of the lake." So they took Jesus in the boat and started out, leaving the crowds behind, although other boats followed. But soon a fierce storm came up. High waves were breaking into the boat, and it began to fill with water. Jesus was sleeping at the back of the boat with his head on the cushion. The disciples woke him, shouting, "Teacher, don't you care that we are going to drown?" When Jesus woke up, He rebuked the wind and said to the waves, "Silence, be still." Suddenly, the wind stopped, and there was a great calm. Then He asked them, "Why are you afraid? Do you still have no faith?" The disciples were absolutely terrified. "Who is this man?" they asked each other. Even the wind and waves obey Him. So what does this say about Jesus? In the midst of the storm, He was sleeping. Storms don't terrify Jesus and catch Him off guard. I want to be able to sleep through my storms. I want to be able to sleep at night, even though I'm going through some stuff. It also said that Jesus have rebuked the wind and the waves. Jesus has authority over storms. Let's back up a little bit. It says that they took Jesus into the boat with them and started out. Jesus is in the storm with us. A wise man said one time that it's not about crossing the lake, it's about simply being with Jesus. So what does this say about the disciples / us that asked Jesus, "Do you even care that we drown?" And we can be like that sometimes too. We can feel like that God doesn't care, that God don't see us, when simply He does. I went to a friend's house one day, and it was nap time for their baby boy, and they put him to sleep, and they go in the next room and they watch him on this baby monitor, and he wakes up crying and throwing a fit. And he thinks that no one sees him and what he's going through in his little 1-year-old pity party. But the whole time he's being watched. God sees us. As a kid, me and my mom was in an F4 tornado. And I went to sleep, and I seen on the news that there was a storm coming, but I didn't believe that a tornado could possibly hit where we stayed at. It was something I just saw in movies. So I went to sleep and I woke up to windows busting. I had like glass on my back. I went to sleep with my shirt off that night and I was terrified. I'm shaking and my mom comes up the steps, grabs me, pulls me in the corner, covers me. And she said, "Lord, if it's your will, let me and my son live." And the storm slowly died down. I'll never forget it. That storm taught me a lot. It taught me that I can go to God when I'm scared. It taught me that God listens and that He sees. I saw Jesus all through that storm. I saw Him through my mom, how calm she was. And I saw Him through our neighbors who took us in and cared for us and fed us. Jesus, He's in the midst of the storm. We can always enjoy Jesus, even before the storm happens. He knows that the storm is coming in the first place. So we can enjoy Him before the storm, in the storm, after the storm. It's Focus Friday. Make sure y'all subscribe and share this video. Thank y'all for watching.